Now, here's a great example of not love.
Starred on Empire and turned out to be a big old liar. Disgraced actor, is there any other kind? Jussie Smollett was found guilty of 5 counts of disorderly conduct earlier this evening in his hate crime hoax. He was on trial in Chicago for faking an attack on himself in 2019, creating a phony story claiming that MAGA hat-wearing assailants beat him up, tied a noose around his neck because he was black and gay. It sounded so outlandish, it had to be fake, and very much like Kat's hair, it was. The jury finding him guilty, found him guilty today after 8 hours of deliberations. Earlier, Smollett even took the stand in his own defense, saying, quote, "There was no hoax." That's a strong defense. But he couldn't act his way out of this one. He now faces up to 3 years in prison, but most experts say he'll probably just get probation and community service. All right, I'll go to you, Joe, first. What do you think of the verdict?
Again, who deserves to be judged and who deserves to be the judge? All these people we see on TV, let me just show you.
I don't think it could have gone any other way.
Yeah.
I want to know what that 6th charge was that he seems to...
It couldn't have gone any other way. Let me see. How about if, first of all, if he went on the stand saying it's not a hoax, that's something else that needs to be addressed. But, okay, if we're going to go on the fact that this was a hoax, it was all staged by this disgraced actor. And what does that mean? That means, yeah, he went up to these, I guess, Nigerians. I don't know where that... At least we're calling them Nigerians. I guess that's a step up from these white men calling them blacks. There's a silver lining everywhere. But it could have gone another way. There could have been a light in everybody in the world so that when Mr. Smollett was trying to put in action this plan or whatever he wants to call it, that because we all had the light in us, we would just look at this and be like, what are you trying to accomplish? Do you even care about what consequences or effects this project will unfold? If it's executed, if you're trying to execute it successfully, don't you think that we should hammer out some of these obvious signs? The point I'm trying to make is it could have gone another way. This guy just, I don't know. It doesn't look like he's reading a prompter. So this is his thoughts. So he is going to be judged.
who have not been found guilty of.
You know that?
I don't know.
Yeah, because he's not a good actor, and we could have gone any other way.
Yeah.
I want to know what that 6th charge was that he seems to have not been found guilty of.
You know that?
I don't know.
Yeah, because he's not a good actor, and we found out he's not a very good director either. And he's not a good casting agent.
Right.
Because for his white supremacists, could he have gotten 2 bigger, blacker guys to play?
Here's where we do not need comedians to be judges. We do not need to make this a laughing spectacle in the way that comedians have been doing. It shames me to say that I'm a comedian in this sense. I got out of comedy because this is what they wanted. And I'm just God, I'm love. You know? But Voltaire said, God is a comedian playing to an audience that doesn't want to laugh. It doesn't sound like too many people are laughing in this crowd.
The role, I mean,
yes.
were Shaquille O'Neal and Karl Malone not available? And his special effects, his noose looked like a piece of linguine around his neck.
I know. And the best thing about the noose is that he had it under the collar.
Yes,
Who puts a noose under the collar? Like the guy, I'm going to put a noose. Oh, let's get it under the collar. We're going to church later.
Nice.
But yeah, it's funny. The
like he's,
Nigerians
thought
could
a
be
lot
accused
about
of
this.
cultural appropriation. Those roles were meant for white racists.
Exactly. And even when they challenged him on that, and he said, look, I had a scratch under my eye. And you see these two gigantic guys, that the two of them against one, it could have been 30 Jussie
Why aren't
Smolletts
these guys-
against one of those
are these
guys,
guys
and they still would have kicked his ass. So I'm so glad that we're not having a discussion now of how he got away with this and the impact of that. He's a terrible person. He created a lot of very bad energy, and he could be looking at a couple days of probation, community service.
Yes.
Yes, he is guilty of that. He did put out a lot of bad energy. We suffered from it. We've been divided by it. But this energy that this gentleman, Joe DeVito, or whoever the heck you are, just put out does not help at all. So, guilty.
And then a reality show called I'm Back with Jussie Smollett. I never lied. This is a vindication, other Joe, for Nigerians.
Yeah.
Getting a bad rap with the emails.
We can only hope that canceled culture doesn't ruin their acting career. But to Yessia and Joe's point, I relate to Jussie Smollett because I've faked that I've won a number of fights. In fact, all the fights I've ever won are fake. But they never happen. But if I cast those two guys as my adversaries, I'd be like, they got a few shots in. But man, that really gives actors a bad name, just like actors give their kids bad names.
Thank you, other Joe. That is taking that energy and trying to put some kind of positive vibration to it. Other Joe, thank you. Thank you for being with the project. This guy, Gutfield.
Nicely done.
This guy's good.
Yeah. Kat, I think that Smollett has kind of an interesting insight into how the world works. That he doesn't, I don't think he's that worried that almost every calamity can be turned into some kind of opportunity. That's why I do think he's going to have his own show, or he probably won't serve, he'll probably go on probation, and we'll see him again.
I guess, but he has to say, I did it. Because, there's a video of the rehearsal.
Yes.
There were rehearsals. He put so much time into this and spent no time thinking about it, which is remarkable to me because all the steps, finding these people, rehearsing it, he's like, yeah, I'll write him a personal check, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But he didn't think about it at all. But again, how does he even have a friend right now? Do they have to be like, yeah, this is completely unfair. I can't believe this was not a hoax. You were hate crimed.
It doesn't sound like he really had any close friends in the first place who were like, Jesse, what's up, bro? Why do you need to do this? Like, talk to me. So, yeah, this is like that American Idol audition where it's like, oh, what do you mean, Simon? I don't have the talent. Like, how dare you say it? So it's sad that, yeah, I agree with this good-looking white lady that, yeah, he did not have any friends. He had to pay people to, I guess, support him, or it's a sad thing.
It has to say, I did it.
No, but you know what? I a couple of things, Harold, and then I'll let you. His family is believing him, and I don't know if that's for real. But the other thing too is he didn't really try to prove his innocence. He was hoping that you shouldn't care whether I'm guilty or not. You should just acquit me based on systemic racism, and that that's why maybe he's hoping that the fact that he hoaxed people won't matter. I don't know.
Does that matter? I can see that logic being justifiable at the time that this happened. That's the problem. That's the same thing as this whole Karen issue. It's just it used to be that way, but it's not. That entitled white skin privilege that people have exposed themselves of being guilty of is out the door. We are in a time where if you think the color of your skin is a privilege or a setback, grow up, evolve. It's a new time. I love the look on this guy's face.
And tragic part for me, in addition to everything that's been said, and jury seemed the justice seemed like it was done this evening. There are people who are beaten up on.
I didn't see this trial. I would love to see a recording live of his testimony claiming that this wasn't a hoax. Maybe something else is going on here. It's just being pushed under the rug. But again, he said his family supporting him. That's what family does. Just I'll support you in a way to try to turn this into a good light. I don't support what you did, but I will support you in trying to redeem yourself for this. Not in a fake way, but in a redemptive way. Because we're family. I'm not going to lie for you or testify some lie that'll save you. That's not what family does. Family helps you better yourself by any means possible.
Streets because they're gay.
Yeah.
There are people who are abused because they're black or because they're different than someone else. Mm-hmm. And for this guy to do this, I don't know this guy. His family, I would assume, would be supportive of him as any family would. But this misappropriation of these labels and these accusations, it does nothing to advance the cause that I think he, at some level, some part of him genuinely wants to see supported, which is equality in society and better treatment for people. And how he did and what he did, he got what he deserved from this jury this evening.
Yeah, I think it always, his ego came before a crusade or a desire for the betterment of things. What if by chance he becomes a victim of a real hate crime? There should be we could call it the boy who cried wolf. What do you think of that as a scenario? Right? Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, I always felt it was weird that they let the boy.
Way to just put a price tag on this guy, host gut. Yeah, if you want to beat up a gay black man, here's the one to do it. By the way, if you do beat up this gay black man, that's it. That's game over for your judgment. You're done. So don't even think about that. Or think about it if you're just... warning. Again, I love this facial expression.
Guard against the wolves to begin with.
Yeah, that was true.
It was just a bit.
Yeah,
Talking about bad cat.
What do you think of that as a scenario? Right? Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, I always felt it was weird that they let the boy guard against the wolves to begin with.
Yeah, that was true.
It was just a bit.
Yeah,
Talking about bad casting.
that was really bad casting. Very bad casting. Yes.
No wonder he's a little weird.
Yeah.
What happens if a wolf comes and he's a boy?
No wonder he's a little weird. Is that a bad thing? I'm weird. I open up to weird. I don't know, crazy. Let's not throw out these. Yeah, from a weird point, you are weird. Not this guy, but that. It's kind of weird.
All right, before we go, a really quick reminder. Come see me. I'll be in Newark, New Jersey this Sunday.
New Jersey. All right. So, hope you learned something. Especially comics out there. Jeez. Joe 1. Strike 1. Joe 2, you're doing good. Stay at bat. Everybody else, you seem pretty much where you should be. Just kind of in the middle in your words in this little segment. Again, the host here, I am judging whether you are part of the right team or part of the team hiding. So that's just a personal note to myself to take on to the next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something from this, and yeah, let's better ourselves. Let's put out love. Love you.